Welcome to SSLR Standard Sports League Radio. Today I will be your host, Fabio Martins, and I am here with Maurice Johnson.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Maurice and I worked together for the past year, and now we are working on this project,
Yes.
which you are the leader of. I'm just the host, the humble host of this show. So what is SSLR?
It's a radio station, an online radio station, and we're going to be basically talking about everything that has to do with the league. We're going to do promotions. We're going to do marketing through this radio station. We're going to be talking about scheduling, coaches, players, hiring and firing, locations of where the games are going to be held.
What sport are we talking about?
We're talking about football.
American football.
American football.
All right.
We're going to be giving information about the whole shebang of the football league. And if we have any other leagues that's going to be coming in the future, this is where you would come, or this is where you would go. We're going to be selling the CDs probably for about $5 or $10 online. So we're going to have a merchandising store as well online. And later on, we'll get into that once we get everything established.
Okay, so that's just what people can expect to hear on the radio show. As far as Standard Sports League, is that something you've started?
Yes, it's something that I've started. I'm actually the CEO and founder of the Standard Sports League Radio and the Standard Sports League, Football League, as you're going to say. Now, we do have a website. It's www.mojo264.9.wix.com/SSLEAGUE. That's the website.
SS League.
Yes.
Okay, so physically, in the real world, not online or on this radio show, where will the league be located?
Okay, the league is going to be located somewhere in Maryland or Virginia. Now, we have a few locations where we're trying to purchase some land so we can build a big complex center. Now, the complex center is going to house everybody that plays in the league or that either works for the league or plays for the league. So you're going to have dorms, you're going to have a playing field, training facility, medical clinic. You're going to have shops as well.
Have you looked into any, what's the word, not abandoned, but decommissioned or whatever, high schools or local colleges in either Virginia or Maryland that might be, instead of building from the ground up, you can just now take over this unused facility?
Well, that was my initial goal to do, which we probably still want to do, but there's a lot of things that you have to go through and try to play at those facilities because it is a college, they have college games, and a lot of people do rent those facilities.
No, I mean one that's not even, they rent them out.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was
out.
thinking of one that isn't actually a college anymore, and they're going to either tear it down or sell it to someone else who wants to use the land and the buildings.
If we could find a place like that, I would love to take that.
That sounds like it.
Right. And then also, we're still raising a lot of money to try to get a facility. So everything is kind of at the bottom where we're, starting from the ground.
Okay. No, yeah, I know. You got to start somewhere. So it's
right.
It's always good if you can already find a place that's built instead of having to also build it too.
Right.
Man, it's
so if we don't
huge endeavor you got to take on.
Right. So if we don't have everything together as far as the players to play on the facility, we do have secondary aspects or places to go to. We're going to talk to colleges. We're going to try to find places where rec centers and places like that where we could play on the field and stuff. So.
Okay, so who is eligible to play on these teams? Because we're mentioning colleges and stuff, can you be in college and play in this league?
No, you cannot. Well, it's going to be anybody that's 18 plus, and you have to be out of high school or you don't play college sports as far as football. Mm-hmm. And then you'll be eligible to play. Now, if you play with us, since we're a pro league, that means, and plus we're organized, that means that you can't play college football anymore because you're giving up your eligibility. So if you want to go to college and play college football, then you should go there first and then come back over to us to try to get drafted. Because we are going to have more drafts in the future.
So is this NFL or XFL?
It's kind of like in between.
Okay.
It's kind of like a XFL because we're not the NFL,
Right.
but we're modeling ourselves to be the NFL.
Well, didn't they play indoors? And also, didn't they also like not have sidelines and stuff? Like they didn't really have much of like. I remember that.
I'm not
I think it
quite
was shorter
sure.
fields too, right?
I'm not sure because it's so many leagues that they had that came out where they played indoors, and then they also had one where they played outdoors, and then, like I said, I'm not quite sure, but we want to model ourselves behind the NFL, so we're not gonna.
Yeah.
Well, if we play indoors, it's basically going to be a field that's NFL football
I
ready.
don't want to play on AstroTurf though.
I mean, you're not going to be playing, so.
Who knows? I might be. I'm trying to start a slam ball league.
A slam ball league.
Remember that?
Okay.
Trampolines?
We could talk about that later.
Yeah. So, will there be tryouts?
Yes, there will be.
Okay. When and where will these be held?
Well, right now the tryouts are going to be held at the 24 Center Complex in Capitol Heights, Maryland. And we would love to have our tryouts at the Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. And we're going to have more tryouts. But right now, the only tryout that we have right now is February the 25th on a Saturday. It's from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the things that we're going to do at the facility is we're going to have the 40-yard dash, the cone drills, the long jump, and we're going to have an IQ test and an audio-video analysis.
Okay, so all this information can be found at the
mojo2649wix.com/SSLRRadio. Yes.
Okay.
You get all the information from there.
So does it cost anything to join the tryouts?
Yes, it does. It costs $250. And actually, if I'm correct, it actually costs $350 if I'm not mistaken. Because we had it where it was $600 at one time, and when we checked around, a lot of combines do cost $600, $700, $800, and we changed it to about $250 if you sent your payment in early. Like if you mailed your payment directly to me, I could get you in for $250. But right now, if you register online, it costs $350. And you pay $100 to pre-register, and you pay the rest when you come to the tryout on that day. So that's how we have it right now.
Okay. All right. So how many teams are there?
We want to have 32 teams, and we do have some coaches that are hired already.
Okay.
We do have some teams. If you look on the website, we have about 7 to 8 teams on the website right now. A couple of them have the coaches' names and everything on there. I do have some coaches that have called players already. That's going to be in the tryouts and going to the draft.
So the draft will be held after the tryouts?
Probably about 30, 45 days later.
Okay, so when will the season begin?
The season will begin April or May.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. And it's February, March, April.
Right. It's a spring-summer league, so.
Yeah. All right, nothing like football in the summer. You think around Thanksgiving we could have the Super Bowl kind of?
Well, probably Thanksgiving might be a little bit far stretch.
A little too long of a season.
Yeah. We want to have the Super Bowl in August.
Damn, August, really?
Right, because the season is only 15 weeks long.
Yeah, okay.
So, in order for us to have...
No bye weeks?
Yeah, everybody's going to have bye weeks.
Oh, okay.
But in order for us to have the Super Bowl in November, we will have to have about 20 to 25 weeks. We don't want that. That's too long of a stretch.
So, will this strictly, maybe just starting off be held in this area, the DMV, or will
Yes.
there be traveling to other states?
Well, it's going to eventually be in other states, but right now, for the first 3 to 5 years, it's going to be in the DMV area. So we're just going to be bouncing around. We're probably going to have a location in Virginia, Maryland. I doubt DC,
Yes, I know, right?
because we don't have a place in DC, and unless we have like billions of dollars or millions of dollars sitting around, maybe we could get the RFK Stadium.
You need that much, you think? To just play a game? Don't they hold it for events, for other things too? If there's any...
Yeah, but you
time?
know, if it was up to me, I would like to buy the RFK Stadium.
Actually buy it?
I would love to buy it.
I would love to as well, if
You
I had
know,
that money.
because you know that would be great for our league, because we're starting at the bottom. If we grab anything that's top notch right now, that would put us on the forefront of things. So.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay. Are you guys hiring, not in terms of players and things like that, but people that want to help with the management and actually facilitating the business side of this?
Right, we are hiring. We're hiring all staff. You know, human resources. We're hiring for GMs. We're hiring for vice presidents.
Okay.
You know, right now I'm looking for a commissioner. You know, for the league.
So where do you plan to get money from? Where do you generate your revenue?
Well, the revenue is going to come from the first thing, which is the combine. Then once we get cash flow from the combine, we're going to use that to open up a merchandising store where we can sell our tickets and sell merchandise from, you know, players from the combines, like trading cards and jerseys, and, you know, give discounts for season tickets in the future and stuff like that. So, you know, once we raise money from there, then we're going to use that money to open up more facilities, because that's how you make your money. You know, when you have a league in sports, you make money off your merchandise.
Will the players have to bring their own equipment, or will equipment be provided?
You know, equipment will be provided.
Shoulder pads, helmets?
Yes, everything.
For tryouts?
Yes. Well, for tryouts, they're not even going to have shoulder pads or
For real?
helmets.
It's all like conditioning stuff? Like...
Right. They're just, you know, they're going to be running, jumping, skipping, whatever the heck we have them doing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're not going to need anything. All they're going to need to do is just bring their shorts, t-shirts. They can
show that they're physically
they
fit
can bring,
in some way.
Yes, they can bring cleats. We don't want metal cleats. So if you're listening to this right now and you're coming to the combine, do not bring any metal cleats, because it would tear up the turf.
You know, it's also not a good idea.
Right.
I mean, we played baseball and we had metal cleats, and that was kind of looked down on. But I remember playing football. I did conditioning in high school as well, and they didn't want metal cleats.
Yeah, that's weird, because about 20 years ago, they wanted you to have metal cleats.
So
That's how it was.
So
metal
a few
cleats.
faces got.
And then once, you know,
It scratches your arms, man. You get in a pile of people, someone's gonna get poked.
Right.
Scratched
you know,
up.
you standing up and you step on somebody's arm or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
Yeah.
The plastic cleats, they
Hard
can
enough
still
with
harm
rubber
you,
cleats.
but they don't scratch you as
Right.
much.
Yeah. So, do you have any sponsors lined up?
We have small sponsors. Or should I say we do have some type of sponsors. We have a few food companies, like people that started up their own business. We have those sponsors. We have a couple of shoe companies that that's going to sponsor us, but they're mainly going to be sponsoring us for shoes and for marketing purposes.
Will they be providing equipment?
We're trying to get to that. We're in conversations right now, talking to them about that.
All
So when the players sign up, they're going to get commissions.
So the players will be paid?
Yes, they're going to get endorsement deals, so they'll be getting paid off their endorsements. Like I said, everything is from the ground up, but we're doing everything that we possibly can to make sure that players, that they're going to be able to make some type of cash flow when they sign up. We're also trying to talk to Fantex. Now, Fantex is a company where they allow players to have stock on themselves as a player. It's called Fantex. Right now they have NFL players, but we're trying to see if we can get our sports players to be with Fantex. So you can go on Fantex and you can pay $10 or $15 per share for your player, and as they create wealth, your stock goes up. So it's based on how much they're making. So if they're constantly making money, they're getting more endorsement deals, and their cash flow is going up, and they go from making $1 million a year to $20 million a year, your stock is going to go up because you invested in that player. So we would love to get Fantex. So
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
right.
So you can invest in this league.
Yes, you can invest whatever you like in this league, starting from about, I would say, $25. You know, we're looking for investors. Right now, we're a private company, so we would love to go open because there is a league. There's some leagues out there that's on the open market, in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to go in the stock market. Right now, we're a private company. We'll do like $25 a share. You can buy as many shares as you want. There's no limit.
How much can people expect to get back in return?
I probably would say they could probably get about 40 to 45% return
Mm.
every quarterly
Oh wow. Okay.
off their investments.
Yeah.
But it depends on how much you invest. So, you know, let's say if you invest anywhere from, I would say at least $1 million or more, our cap would be 45%.
Right.
From $1 million and up.
Right.
If
whatever
you,
that is, 450,000.
yeah, whatever
plus
that is, you would get that, you know, every 3 months or every 6 months or every year, depending on how we.
So let's say I only have
negotiate.
$100 because I'm broke.
Right. Well, that's about 4 shares, and we're gonna start that at. Well, that's $25. So we're gonna start that off at 1%.
Yeah.
So you have 4 shares. That's gonna be 1%.
So I'd only get $1 back after 3 months.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it's 4 shares, so that's you're looking at $4. But
I got you.
but the stock could go up. Our wealth can go up.
Yeah, no,
See,
it fluctuates.
so it fluctuates.
Yeah.
So it can go from $25 to $36, and
Would
now
people
you
be
get
wise
even
to
more.
invest earlier?
Yes,
So you need
because
people
we're
to-
at the this is one of the key things that people don't talk about when it comes to business. Your first 2 years when you first open up a business, you could either succeed or you could fail. But what people don't talk about is the success of money that you can make. Now, a lot of people talk about the failure, like, oh, this business is hard,
Right.
you might not make it.
Yeah.
But the success story is if everybody buys into your business, if everybody invests in the beginning, you can make so many millions of dollars before the business actually takes off.
Yeah.
Because everybody is rushing in and investing and making money. You don't have that many expenses just yet, because as far as the sports league, we're not really spending any money right now. We're investing money. So we take the little bit of money we have, we go to banks, we get more money. You know, we're not really paying anybody yet. You know, we're just gathering finances.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after probably about that first year, like once we start in the season, now we're paying people. So then after that first season, you might see a small loss, you know, maybe 5 or 10%, but it's not really a loss. It's just a loss based on because we have to pay people. The future of finances is coming. That's why if you get in early, once the profits start coming out, then that's when you're going to be able to start seeing your money grow.
Mm.
You know, after a couple of years, you know, you're going to really start seeing your money grow. So if you get in fast, you get a little bit of money, and then that's when the stalemate comes where you're not really getting any profits off it, and you're just waiting for it to build up.
Okay. All right, I'm going to switch gears here.
Okay.
Money is fun, but it's all very strictly business. A little bit of a fun question is, I was just thinking while you were telling me all that stuff, if we're this involved in it and people can, you know, put money into it and all that,
Right.
will players or will coaches or whoever, will teams be able to decide their team names, their colors, jerseys? What kind of organization will we expect to see behind who gets to be what team name and what city they're from, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to organize? You're the Purple Pistons versus the Penguins.
Well, let me explain something here. In the beginning, if no one owns the team, right now I own all the teams. So I create the names and the colors and everything. But if you're a coach coming in and you're playing for that team, like if you're coaching that team, you will be allowed to
make a suggestion.
You will be able to change the colors of the team, but you can't change the team name. The only way you'll be able to change the team name is you have to buy the team. Okay. So if you buy the team, then you will be able to change the name and colors and everything. But if you're just a coach coaching the team, or let's say general manager or whoever you are for that specific team, you can change the colors. You can even pick the players that you want.
What if people have same colors, same jerseys?
Well, they're going to have to change it up. It's, white versus black.
The away versus the home, and then the alternative.
Right. Exactly. But it's very easy. It's not that hard.
No, I'm just thinking about. I was just thinking like, players could be like, they'll all vote on what they want, and then the coach will decide, and then he'll make the suggestion, and then.
Well,
maybe that'll be easier on you instead of thinking of like every kind of team name, depending on like.
Well, I already came up with all the team names. I mean, I'm probably.
Did you do random name generator?
No, I thought through my head. Like I went online, I looked at the actual football teams from college to NFL, and then what helps me figure out a name is I think of like, let's say the New York Jets, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the Jets and I say, okay, what are they? They're a team that's based off jets. So off of airplanes. So I came up with a team called what was it called? The Virginia Flyers. So it's an airplane, but it's called the Flyers.
Yeah.
The
Flyers is a team too.
I think it's a hockey team.
Yeah, it's a hockey.
Right.
Pittsburgh. No, Philly.
Philadelphia Flyers.
I think.
Yeah. So that's basically how I come up with my name. I want to come up with a name that doesn't sound non-official,
right.
But I don't want to steal names.
Right.
So I don't want to call them the New York so-and-sos or whatever names they are.
Well, it's all going to be people from this area, though, right? Or
no,
people can come in from
it's from all 50 states.
Oh, you have to be an American now.
You don't necessarily have to be an American.
Puerto Rican?
Yes, you could be from anywhere on the planet. If you live in space and you decide to come back and live back on Earth and you want to play the league.
Illegal aliens from outer space.
Hey, well, American citizens. What can I say?
Get your visa.
Or should I say Earthlings?
So how will you decide who's home and away?
We will decide that based on when the teams play. So home and away isn't really that important, but we could just flip a coin or toss up. Right now, we could say whose state is closer to where we're playing. Home and away, that's just
well, it's irrelevant if you're playing on middle ground, neutral ground.
Right. You play on neutral ground, but everybody will have their, once they're playing, they'll have the sign inside the actual end zone. This team against that team. So we just keep it like that.
Okay, on a humorous note, I just thought of another amazing idea of mine.
Okay, go right ahead.
Why don't we just have like legal football street teams? We play with no padding, tackle, and like asphalt.
I mean, that's
on the
flag football.
No flag. Straight up tackle, like remember NFL Street, the video game? It's like 6 versus 6. You get like the 10-second rule before you can blitz.
Oh man, your ideas, man.
Like you go take over like some high school kids are playing on a field and you kick them off and it's like, oh damn, it's going down.
That's not pro football. That's amateur. Let's go outside and play football.
Yeah, but we do it.
I don't think anybody's going to pay to see that.
Really? Gambling. No padding.
Hey.
Anything else you want to add? Is there anything else I might have missed besides you shooting down my awesome ideas? I'm gonna start my own.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I told you we'll talk about that later.
Oh, the slam ball thing too. Yeah, that's not the other one. Just get some but that'll also be street. Like we'll just put trampolines on a basketball court. We'll dig up the court, put trampolines there. Yeah. Street slam ball.
Well, as far as information goes,
hmm
we really want to make this league a really, really good league. We want to come out
Yeah.
banging. You know, we want to come out being official.
All right, so people need to sign up now.
They need to sign up now.
Get together. They got about a month right now.
Right. But I am going to hold more tryouts later, but I'm not going to create those times and dates until after this first combine because I need to see what I'm getting.
Okay, so with one combine out of the way, will there be another combine, or then will there be actual tryouts?
Right. It'll be just more combine.
Okay, what would
Because
disqualify someone from making the team?
I would just say that they really can't play.
Okay. What about these IQ tests?
The IQ test, I mean, it's not really a fail or a pass.
Right.
It's just basically to see where your level minded is. Or did I say that right?
No, I might need to take a test.
I would say the test is basically to just let me know and let the coaches know where your mindset is when you're playing the football game.
Yeah, just give them a better idea.
Right.
Gauge where everyone is.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not?
Is
it gonna go on the trading cards for the players, their IQ?
Well, that's funny that you said that because I just had a lady call me the other day because we're going to give trading cards for each and every player, and we're going to give these 2x4 picture frames with it has illuminating. How can I say it? Illuminating film over the picture frame.
Yeah.
So it will have their actual picture from the combine, and they can sell those on our website that we're going to have, or like inside of our store that we're going to have. So you're going to be able to come into the store and you're going to be able to buy everything that we have: posters, trading cards, picture frames, tickets, shoes,
merchandise,
pens, pencils, bobbleheads,
little footballs.
Right, little footballs.
Awesome.
We're gonna put our league name on regular footballs, you know, so we can have our own football. But we're gonna do just about everything we could possibly do.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be selling tickets really, really cheap, as low as about $10 to come to some of these games because we want people to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna be selling tickets for as high as $200 to $300. You know, depending on what games are playing, you know, as the season go on, there's a team that might be 5-6-0, tickets might be a little bit higher. If you know the teams are like 0-5 and they 1-3, tickets might be a little bit lower. So you know we're gonna do that, and then we want to have our own network, our own television network station. We want to have our own radio show, which we're basically trying to do right now. And I can't really think of anything else that we're trying to do except for just trying to
get it going.
Right. You know, if you're serious about getting into the football league and you want to play and you want to let everybody know on the planet that you have what it takes and you can't get into the NFL, or if you're coming from the NFL and you just need a way to get back into the NFL, start with us. Start from the ground up. You know, you don't really have to prove yourself. You just have to play the game. We're not looking for Michael Jordans, or should I say, we're not looking for, you know, Lawrence Taylors, or we're not looking for, you know.
Well, they hit me up earlier. They actually wanted to join. Michael Jordan wanted to play.
And if he wanted to play, he can come in. I mean, we're looking for people who want to play.
Of course. Huh?
And we're looking for people that want to help the league succeed. Because the NFL, they do a lot of things, but majority of the times, it's for money.
This will be more community oriented.
And this is,
starting locally.
See, this league, we're for money, but we're for the people that play the game.
Yeah.
So the money that we make, we're gonna reinvest it into the league to help the players have money. So when they finally leave this game, let's say if a guy get injured or get hurt, he can't play no more for the rest of his life. We're just not going to kick him to the curb. We'll bring him back into the league, let him do something. You know, coach,
Okay.
you
So it's
know,
not
referee, something. And then, you know, we'll also be
Yeah.
able to, you know, have a place where he can get paid and we can pay for, like, you know, his health.
Of
Or,
course.
you know, have
We're
insurance.
trying
You
to
know,
build a family. Of
exactly.
course. A community of its own.
Right. And if you open up stores, if you open up things that we can make money through the league, we can constantly pay players.
I was saying this to you last time. You're trying to start your own nation, it seems. Nation of football.
Right.
That reminds me because I was thinking of Nation of Islam, then I started thinking about jail. Will
Okay.
ex-cons be allowed to play? Will priors on your record be a hindrance of any sort?
The only way I would not allow you to play for this league is you have to not be a child molester. You cannot be a part of a racist cult, or you can't be a murderer.
Well, these are convicted.
Right.
Because, I mean, you could be those, but no one could know. So, I mean, you're
But
basically just saying
we're going to do background checks.
Okay, right.
But
what about drug tests?
Of course.
Okay, so what drug will disqualify people from playing? Steroids, marijuana, heroin, any drug? You gotta be sober as a judge, clean as a saint.
Well, this is our first year. So I already know a lot of people are going to be at home taking steroids to get big, to get into the league.
Dude, I don't have a problem with steroids.
Now, I don't have a problem with you doing what you need to do to get into the league, but it's just once you sign up to play, once you're actually on that field, that's when I have a problem, because now you're taking an advantage to try to beat the other person while you're playing them. If you're not playing the league and you're trying to,
Isn't that the point?
Right, but we don't want you to use the substance while you're playing. If you're outside, you're not in, and you're using something to get yourself big because you want to try to join the league.
Right.
That's kind of different than you're
in it, and then you're continuing to
right, exactly.
Right.
Because sometimes people just aren't big enough. But
tell me about it. I know.
Right, but see, our league, we don't care if you're big or you're small. We just want you to be able to be healthy enough to play. Now, you don't need to take the steroids to play in our league. It doesn't matter, because we're not gonna allow you to take it. It's gonna be a banned substance. But like I said before, we know people they're gonna do stuff to get in. But you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna test for those things. We're gonna make sure that these players know once you start playing, you cannot take these substances, because we do not want you to have an extra advantage over the players that's
well, it's also a health issue too.
Right, and you can kill yourself.
Yeah.
So yes, it's going to be banned.
Cool. So, all joking aside, is there anything else we need to touch upon? We didn't get to make our whole 10 yards joke this time. I think you should put up the other one too.
We'll see.
That was a good one too.
That was a good one too.
I mean, you could put up. I think you should put up like week 1, week 2, week 3, and we just keep updating and talking about what the next step is and where we are with things and reaching milestones.
Okay, so this is what I'll probably do. I'll probably try to start it off as quickly as soon as possible, so we can do a weekly thing. And we could talk about more issues about the league and where.
Can I be an announcer? You know what I mean? Like, what are those guys do? Like Madden. I'll be like Madden. I'm like, oh, he ran this way, and he put this ball over here, and he threw it to this guy.
Oh, you're talking about an analyst?
Yeah, that too. But I'll be like live, like with the... I'll be with the microphone and interview the players.
Sure, you could be an analyst. You think you could get some other analysts as well? You can find some other people?
Yeah, how many do you need?
Huh?
How many do you need? How many are you thinking? To start off with.
3 to 5.
Start off with that? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have a podium and you gotta have people talk.
Oh, you mean like on like SportsCenter or ESPN when they're all like, oh, I think he's gonna run these plays. And
right. And then you need people to talk. You need analysts at the game to talk, because remember,
during the game. But not even announcing out to the crowd. Like, and he runs with the ball up the middle. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about people that are going to be commenting that people will hear it. Is this going to be broadcast on TV?
It's going to be broadcast, but we don't know what TV station yet. We might just have it all on DVDs.
ESPN 8.
Hey,
The O Show.
if we can get any type of ESPN network to let us be on, that would be great. But we can always record it and then put it on ESPN, buy a slot or something like that if it's not live.
Right.
So,
even high schools have live on like the local.
Right. We just have to get to that point.
Cool.
But we want to try to get our own network, our own station. The SSL League. Network.
Standard Sports League Radio. This has been Fabio Martin and Maurice Johnson. Go to
mojo2649.wix.com/SSLeague.
Okay, and the email is
standardsportsleague@gmail.com.
Cool.
If you want to contact me personally, my phone number is 301-364-6178.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and stay tuned until next week for another riveting podcast. I am Fabio Martins, and this is Maurice Johnson, SSLR, Standard Sports League Radio.